My name is Nikki Lindt, and I'm a visual and sound artist. I live in Brooklyn, New York. You're here today at the Soil Art Tales exhibition. And this exhibition was made possible through the Water Museums Network, and it's part of the SoilTribes project. And the exhibition was curated by Stefano Cagol. There was a call put out for artists to join this project or to apply to be a part of the project. And I immediately, when I saw that call, thought this is something I would very much like to apply for. My work centers around the subterranean world. I work a lot with recording underground sound. And this process started close to a decade ago when I was working on a collaborative project in the Arctic Circle, studying permafrost. I originally was going to do a visual project where I was going to create paintings based on the thawing permafrost in the tundra, where there's huge sinkhole-like features that are created by this thawing. I worked with another scientist in collaboration and several other people, and I went down into one of these sinkholes, and it's quite cold in there, and there were a lot of my other senses that woke up when I was in the sinkhole, including hearing and sound. And the sound of this thawing permafrost when you're inside this hole, which is really already being underground, surrounded by these frozen soils that are thawing, is actually quite beautiful, melodic, meditative, the sounds of splashing and dripping. But at the same time, I realized what these sounds represented. It's the sounds of a changing planet. And this hit me really hard, sort of this duality of this beauty and the terror of that realization. And I've been going back to that site ever since and broadening this project as well to record underground, in riverbeds in the Arctic, in the tundra, under rain falling on moss. A lot of these recordings are part of this project. And there's different ways that I'm representing these sonic recordings that I create in this project. I call this way of listening subterranean listening. I spend a lot of time with different kinds of microphones, some that are repurposed, some that I've built in the Arctic. I spend that time, and it really has a way of making me feel very connected to nature in these places. And that's something that I really wanted to share with visitors here at Serralves. I'm presenting 3 different projects here, or installations at Serralves, and all of them include these subterranean sounds. I've included a drawing table that I created. It's the whole design of it is based on sonics. So in the bench, there's actually the outline of this permafrost sinkhole that I went into, the topographical map. And at the same time, I tried to find a way with the material to create a sonic experience on the bench. The table, I did the same with the legs. They also, in the design, there's the sonics of it. At the table, visitors get the sounds that I recorded so they can experience some of these sounds that I heard in the Arctic, in the soils. And there's a roll of paper, 30 meters long, and the visitors to the museum each get to add a piece to this long roll. And at the end, visitors are then part of this project, which is participatory and generative, because they're part of generating the work and the interpretations of these sounds. There's also a live listening station where I've set up plants, and there's wind blowing into these plants. And so visitors can experience the actual sounds that there are in soils when there's a wind moving through a field of grass. And then the third part of the exhibition, or the third installation, are paintings that I created while listening to these subterranean sounds. And I'm looking for a way to translate these sounds into mark making, another language that I know very well, because subterranean sound is almost like a language of its own that I feel is very interesting to decipher. So these paintings are my answer to this translation. So the two paintings, one of the paintings is the painting of fire. It's recorded underneath in the soil under a live fire, under a contained live fire in the Arctic. And the second painting is recorded in a riverbed of a river, which is going through spring ice breakup in the Arctic. Both of these sort of events are happening in different ways because of climate change and because of a changing planet. So my recordings are often of these events that are changing and that sound different than they used to sound, and then translated into painting. Some of the other recordings that visitors can hear in the exhibition are the sound of melting snow in the soil, the sound in soil of rain falling on moss in the Arctic again, and many, many other sounds. So what I found was very important in this work when I took the time to really slow down and do this subterranean listening was the connection that created to the place, sort of taking the time to listen and connect. And I feel that really brings a sense of empathy to the natural world, which is very important for me. And this is something that I wanted to very much to share with people from the first time that I heard those sounds inside of the sinkhole in the permafrost, and then years later came back and was able to put a microphone inside of that frozen soil and hear a heartbeat-like sound from all the drops of the thawing permafrost. And hearing my own heartbeat that had the same sort of fast rhythm as that heartbeat that I heard there. These are all sounds and experiences that you can find in this installation here at Serralves. The exhibition will be traveling to Bulgaria, to the National Gallery, to Experimenta Biennale, and to other places. And I also have a similar version, but a little bit version of some of the same work, which will be opening in a permanent exhibition at the Museum of the North in Alaska.